Okay, so for your next assignment, you're going to be creating a color wheel just like this using colored pencils. I want to apologize in advance if the fire alarm goes off. They are testing it right now and it just kind of goes off whenever it wants to, and it's a little annoying. So I'll try to maybe stop the video if that happens and just continue. So you will be working with colored pencils today, like I previously mentioned, and a worksheet. And what you are going to be learning is how to dull down a color without using black. So in art, if we're trying to get a darker color, sometimes we just add black and that automatically makes the color darker. However, black is a very strong color, and sometimes it's better to use a complementary color or a different color to try to make things a bit more dull, a bit more shadowy. Complementary colors are colors that are directly across from each other on the color wheel. So red is a complementary color of green. Orange is the complementary color of blue. We call them complementary colors because they are usually colors that go well together. Red and green go well together. They're very Christmassy colors. Violet and yellow go well together. They're Laker colors, so they're complementary. So in this activity, we are going to use the complementary color to try to slowly dull down the colors. And in the center, when you combine all colors together, you create black, or at least a color that looks close to black. So let's go ahead and begin. So all of you should have a worksheet like this one. The first thing you should do is put your name on it. You can put your name either at the front or at the back. I'm just going to go ahead and put Miss Serrano at the top here. And we want to begin by labeling all our colors. So I want you to grab a pencil, and you're going to do this very lightly. Okay, so you can either do the initials or actually write out the word. It's up to you. So here I'm going to put red. Okay, so that's my red. This one is going to be red orange. This one is orange. This lone circle over here is yellow orange. This one is yellow. This one is yellow green. So let me go ahead and, I can't really zoom in on the camera, but let me just show you. So this one is red, red orange, orange, yellow orange, yellow, yellow green, green, over here, blue green, blue, and you should be writing these very lightly. Blue violet. I'm writing these a little bit darker just so that it's easier for all of you to see. Okay. Violet. And the last one over here is red violet. And we have created our color wheel. So let me go ahead and hopefully show these a little bit earlier. So this is the bottom half right here. Hopefully you can see it. Okay, so you should start with two colors. I'm going to start with red, and green, and make sure that it is green. There's a lot of colors in the color pencil basket, and we have several types of greens, but they're not all correct. So make sure that you're reading the side and making sure that it is the correct color. And I'm going to start by filling in this circle here completely red, just like this one. Okay, completely red. Remember that craftsmanship counts. All of you, or most of you, already have experience shading. So remember to try to shade in one direction. Try to stay within the lines. So this is kind of the easy part. The first color is always the easiest one. And then we slowly begin to dull down the color. Okay, so make sure that this red is nice and pure. Very intense color. Okay, so there's my red. Now, my complementary color is going to be green. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in completely green, as best as possible. Make it nice and solid. And the reason I told you to do the names of the colors lightly is so that you can maybe erase them later on, so that it ends up looking nice and clean, just like this one. Okay. That's my other sample. I will be leaving that on the board, I think, for display. Okay, so nice and solid. And then we're gonna put more red on this one right here. So go ahead and start doing the red if you're already there. If not, then you can just watch and kind of get the hang of it by observing. And yes, my hand is starting to get a little tired already. So make sure that you take your time with this. The reason why you are doing this is because you're going to start a project with more color. And so you kind of need to learn how to mix two different colors together. Okay. So I have that one, and now I'm going to add a little bit of green into it to slowly begin to dull down the color, just like this one. So do you see that this one is slightly darker than this one? That's because we added a little bit of green to it, a little bit of the complementary color. And then we're going to add a little bit more, and then a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put a little bit of my green on top of that red. And I can already see a change happening. It's already looking a little bit darker. You do not put a lot of pressure. And that's my phone going off right now. You guys have already gone home, and I'm here still working, recording all these videos for you guys. since I'm not going to be here. Make sure that you are nice to your sub and that you continue to work. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more red to this, just because I don't think that I added enough of the red pigmentation. So make sure that you're not doing it like I am and you are adding enough color into it. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the green. So this is something that you actually learn more in college. Learning how to dull down a color using the complementary. So as you can see, it is looking a little bit darker. And now we're going to continue. So fill in the next one with more red. And this one is going to have even more green in the end. So you slowly just make it even more dull without actually using the color black. And we're going to do this again later on with paint. This is just to help you how to mix colors for your next project. So this one has to look darker than this one. So I'm going to add even more pressure on this one because we need a bigger difference in value. And all of you should know what value is at this point. And these are not the best color pencils, but this is all we have, so we're going to make do with what we have. So as you can see, it is getting darker, slowly but surely. And then, as I mentioned, your middle circle, you're going to put an even amount of every single color. So every single color is going to go in here. And the reason why I like this worksheet is because white is the absence of color, and black is the result of mixing all colors together. Mixing all colors in the rainbow together, you get black. So this is going to help you see how that happens. And it's not going to be a pure black. So even this one is not necessarily a pure black. It's a little hard to see, but it is a natural black. So I'm going to put a good amount of this red in here. A good amount of this red in here and just keep it going. And I'm going to put an even amount of the green in here. So I'm definitely going a lot harder on this one. Turn your paper around, try to get those edges. If you do not see a value gradient occurring, then all you need to do is go back and add a little bit of a certain color, either in this case a bit more red or a bit more green. It's up to you. And if you don't see this one looking black right away, don't worry. It's because we haven't added all the other colors that are going to go in and give it that darkness, that black that comes from the saturation of all colors in the rainbow. And I hope that all of you finished labeling your color wheel before this. If you didn't see all the labeling, then just go ahead and maybe find a picture online of a good color wheel and just finish your labeling, because I know it's a little hard to see it on here and I'm not able to zoom in like I said at the beginning. Okay, so I've already added a good amount of green, and I'm gonna go in with the complementary color with the red and just make it a little bit more dull, just a little bit. And as you can see, red is such a strong color that it doesn't even take much to make the color slightly more dull. That's how strong red is. So there's certain colors in the color wheel that are stronger than others. And it kind of went out of the line a little bit. I'm going to try to erase some of that a little bit. Remember that craftsmanship counts. Okay, so you can see that that color is already slightly darker. And you're going to continue to do this for all colors. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one. But then you're going to continue. I don't think I'm going to show you all these. My sample will be on the board for you to see. Just remember that all these colors have to be the pure color. So pure violet, pure blue violet, and I am going to show you how to mix these colors as well. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in my next one, pure green. And because this worksheet is so much work, I am gonna make it be worth maybe 40 points or something like that, just because I know that this is a lot of work. So I'm gonna add a little bit more red onto this one, make it even more dull. So for your next project, I want to see you mixing different colors. The first time that you guys tried colored pencils in this class was for your perspective. At least some of you did. Some of you didn't use color at all. And so this is going to be a nice way for you to kind of get in touch with colored pencils and really see how mixing two colors together really makes things pop. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more green to this one, just so that I can make it slightly more dark. I don't think that any of you are going to have trouble understanding this. It's just kind of explain it. You do see the value happening. So for this one, add a little bit of blue, not too much, because remember, blue is a stronger color than orange, so we don't want to overpower it too much. We just want to give it enough color so that it looks slightly darker, slightly more dull. When we dull down a color, we make it slightly less intense, slightly less pure, without using the color black. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to stop the video. I think all of you kind of get it. If you didn't finish labeling everything, here is the first half. Okay, so violet over here, red, violet, red, red, orange, orange, yellow, yellow, green. green, blue, blue, violet, and then back to violet. Just remember that the center does have to be black. Once you are done with this, just put it in the grading basket or put it in your folder, and I'll go ahead and grade everything once I get back. And once again, here is the example of how everything should look once you complete it, once you finish. Okay, so if you need to rewind anything in this video, your sub can go ahead and do that for you. If not, then you guys can just run with this and keep working. Remember to behave and be nice to each other. And I miss you. I will see you soon. Bye.